So let me get into launching your big idea first, okay? And then we'll get cracking from this point. So yeah, let me screen share and I will show you how we can do that, okay? Let me make sure that everybody can see my screen. Can everybody see my screen? Let's just make sure. Don't want you guys missing anything. Can you see my screen? This is a very practical call, okay, guys? This is about you. This is not about us. Right, let's get cracking. To launch your big idea, I'm going to share 3 chapters from this ebook. If you want it as a platinum member, you get it free. Tell you now. If you can't, and you just want the ebooks, go to Camilita shop. You could buy it there as well. One of the key things in which I teach entrepreneurs, and I did this when we did MLM and when we launched Event of Champions, when we launched the Camilita brand, when we launched our property business, every businesses that we've launched and done millions, we've all used this same principle. All of these, what I'm going to share with you today, we've used these same principles, okay? The number 1 thing is, what do you need to learn or who do you need to hire? Never, ever, ever think, if you're going to launch your big idea, never, ever think you know everything, or never think that you can do it on your own. You can't. Let me tell you now. I'm telling you this the hard way. I have learned it the hard way. You need people, and you need to learn what to do, or you need to be able to hire someone who can do it. And the ability to partner with someone, to ask for help, that is what is going to help you to truly understand what you need to do to launch your big idea. So before you move forward with that big idea, for those of you who are wanting to launch, make sure you got the right contracts or subcontracts in place. Your pricing, you're sure. Decide if you're going to do one-to-one or group coaching consulting, if that's something that you want to do. If it's a coaching business, understand who or where your target market is. If it's a brick and mortar business, what's the location? What's the cost? What's the space? What color are you going to use? Will your customers buy from you online, offline, cross-line? Is your business going to be just online alone? Where will the customers come from? Where will your systems be built? Who is going to allow big data to really take hold of your client list? Okay, because that's what companies are buying. People are buying companies just for big data. Where is the big data going to come from? All of these things you need to be really clear before you launch your big idea. Now, a lot of people, what they do is that they're excited. How many of you know of someone who's excited? You're excited to launch a big idea, and then what? They just start without doing their due diligence. And what happens down the road? Yep. We know the statistic. 80% of businesses fail within the first 5 years. And one of the major reasons is because they didn't take the time to understand what they needed to do, who they needed to hire, or what they need to learn. That's a problem. That's a reality. And I'm talking from so many people that I've worked with or coached who've come to me because they're in the same position. What platforms are the best place to share your products and services? Will you be using a calendar system? Will you start a podcast and are you to use TikTok? Where will you share your content? Are you going to start groups or collaborative opportunities online or offline? Do you need an online shopping site? Are you going to sell a physical product or is it going to be a digital product? This is paramount, guys. My mantra, learn a little about a lot. So once you've decided all of that, and if you can't do all of that yourself, then hire or contract out all of those things to somebody who can help you. You've got no choice. It's imperative for the long-term success of your life and your business. You have the right team. You have the right collaborators on board. Get a coach, message us if you need coaching, because you have no choice. These are things that are non-negotiable if you're launching. The marketer, you need that salesperson, somebody responsible for hiring or firing, accounting, a lawyer, financial advisor, assistant, graphic design, web development, suppliers, builders, contractors, mortgage advisors, properties. I mean, the list is endless. Your job is to stop before you go off on a tangent. I'm talking from personal experience, guys, because we launched multiple businesses and built them to multiple 7 figures because we have followed exactly this same system. And whenever we didn't, things went the wrong way. It went the wrong way. How many of you are in a place right now where you're wanting to launch, but you clearly don't know what to do to launch that big idea? And you're confused. Where do you go? Who do you tap into? What it is that you should be doing? If that's you, type it and you can comment. Don't be afraid. You can type it into us or you can share it with everybody else. But that is non-negotiable, guys. If you truly want to understand the power of what you are launching, especially if you're launching something that is potentially will be a multi-million pound, dollar, euro business wherever you are across the world. Sit down and take the time. Most people just want to do. Why? Sit down and take the time. You're launching something that is potentially going to be saleable and willable. You need to know what you're doing. You need to be really clear on what you're doing and who is going to work with you to make it happen. Stop. You want to get the ebook, join the club. The link is in the chat, or just go to Camilita shop and just buy this one, how to launch your big idea. Do it now. Number two, I'm going to talk about really quickly. This here, guys, is non-negotiable. I don't know, probably because I studied law and you know, was in law school. I'm really heightened with this area of business. This is one area, it's non-negotiable when I'm with a client, when I'm working with a client in launching the big idea. Make sure you have the right contracts, trademarks, and legal in place. That is non-negotiable. Most people wait until there is a problem and then they hire an attorney. You need to hire someone at the beginning, at least get a coach who knows what they're doing at the very beginning. Because if you don't sort it out now, you will pay tens, hundreds, maybe even millions later on. So let's talk about three things you need to do at the very beginning. If you haven't done it, or you're probably still going, or you're probably thinking about it, stop and just do it. Get the foundation in trademarks. Every single business needs protection in some form or fashion. If you haven't protected your business, stop right now and trademark either the name, the logo, the description, what it looks like, what it sounds like, and have the right classification for what you plan to sell. I don't care how menial it may look to you right now. You may think, well, this doesn't seem to be any big thing. Why do I have to trademark it? Because it may not be a big thing today, but in 3 to 5 years' time, it's probably going to be a big thing. And someone will try to steal it, or someone will try to copy it or replicate it in some way. Then what? You're going to have to pay the attorney hundreds of thousands potentially, especially if it's done in another country like Asia or somewhere, or anywhere in the Western world where people have the wherewithal or they've got the money. You got to sort this out, number one, first and foremost. Okay. I remember speaking to a lady. She came to me to coach her and she was like, Camilita, I'm going to start this business. She gave me a name. And I'm like, okay, this sounds good. This is nice. I said, have you trademarked it? Have you protected it? She said, I don't need to do that. I bought the domain name. I said, listen, darling, let me tell you, a domain name means nothing in the legal world, except you could prove you have the domain and you've been using the actual, not necessarily the mark, but you've been using it over a period of time, which you could prove. Okay. A domain name means nothing. And she's like, well, I'm going online and I'm doing this event next week and I'm going to be on stage and I have all of these banners and stuff printed. I'm like, okay, hold on. Let me do a search. And we went online and searched for that name. And guess what? There were 3 or 4 other companies already using that name for years. She got the domain. They've been trading for years. She was gutted. Oh my God, she says, I thought I could use this. What am I going to do now? I said, well, what you've got to do is if you try and file for trademark, they might object because they've been using it for a while. You'll have to probably start all over again. Don't let that happen to you if you're launching your big idea, even if you've launched already and you're going and you're putting stuff out there. Protect it before you start telling the whole world, this is who I am and what I've got. If you need to learn more about this, send us a message in the chat and tell me this is what I teach on. And also when you join the club, you will get this ebook free, or you can go to Camilita shop and just buy it there right now. Okay. The last one I'm going to talk about on this particular one is contracts. And probably I'll touch a little bit on legal as well. This is non-negotiable. I have a contract for the contract. And the reason is because in business as well as in life, people try to take you to the cleaners because they think you're nice and they think whatever. So they try to take, no, I have a contract for everything. Like everybody that works with me for everything has to sign a contract, everything. Because today you and I are nice and we're talking. Next month, you don't know what can happen. Especially if you're in business with someone and it's a high-end sort of business, whatever it is, it may be okay today, but in 3 months' time, in 3 years' time, They may decide they want to go off and go somewhere else. Then what? My previous mentor used to always say, plan the divorce before the wedding. The divorce needs to be in the contract. In the unlikely event this happens, then what? You're going to have that down at the very beginning of your launch. Even if you've already started, you need to go back. I told a client this. She was already doing stuff. And I said to her, you need to go back, right? And you need to go and talk to everybody. And you need to get contracts with everybody. She says, well, I'm not sure they will sign it. I'm like, well, then tell them, sorry, but they can't carry on with you. You got to deal with it. You have to deal with it. You got no choice. So make sure you got contracts in place for everything. And as I said, I've got a contract for the contract. And the last one I'm going to talk about is legal. Spend some time and understand, or hire somebody who understands the legal rights and responsibilities of everything that you are doing. If we're with Event of Champions, if we're going into another country, we understand the legalities in that country. Okay. If we are launching a new business, we take the time to understand legally where you stand and where everybody else stands. As a property investor, we always have to understand what our tenants' rights are, as well as our rights, because some of them know their rights more than you, let me tell you. And they will soon tell you what their rights are. So we know what is our responsibility and also what's their responsibility. And we keep up to date with the Landlord and Tenant Act and the laws that pertains to landlords in this country. You have no choice. You got no choice. In every business, even if you've already started, guys, go back and make sure the legalities are correct in that business. Go back, get a lawyer, get somebody who could tell you something. Yeah. Absolutely. Oh yeah. Polly says, Polly, I'm just reading your question. Polly says, we've done one property. Love the process. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, Polly, we help people buy property. Okay. If you want someone to help you find really good deals, we do that. Again, you must sign a contract, let me tell you. But we help you to buy property. We save you money in buying the property because we know the area. We work with the agents who know us, who would tell us deals before it goes on the market. We've got a whole team in place that will, just buy it, do it up, put it back on the market, everything. We got a whole team that does, all of that for our clients. So if you want to know more, send me a very quick message directly, or just, I think Jay is also there so he can see it. So yeah, Jay, could you just reach out to Polly? Polly, send me a direct message somewhere on social media, just anywhere, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, anywhere. Send me a quick message and we will get you hooked up. And Jay is going to reach out to you now and we can get you set up. Okay, we do that for clients as well. We have people buy property, invest in a lot of different things that they want to invest in. But you got to, so yeah, reach out. Anybody else want to know more, just, reach out. This is crucial, guys. Get the legalities in place. This is your moment. This is your moment. Get your legalities in place. Don't trust a soul. I'm talking from experience. In business, if you've lost money, if you've never lost money, you're not in business. It's coming, I promise. It's coming. But then the lessons that you learn is priceless. Absolutely priceless. Yeah. So questions, keep your questions coming while I'm talking. You got any questions about anything I'm saying, I will answer it like Polly's question, and then we will reach out to you and let you know how we can support you and help you. And again, guys, the legalities, I talked about this before. You go into another country, be really clear. The taxation, be really clear. Some people say, I set up an online business. Okay, you're selling online, right? Where are the taxes going to be paid? Which country are you going to pay taxes in? Who is responsible for VAT if you choose, if you get to that point where you're paying VAT? You got to be really clear on this, really, really clear. Okay, know who and what your responsibilities are, where it lies, and don't try and think, well, you could just sort of bend the rules because you're just selling online. They're bringing out the taxation very soon for people that are selling online because, yeah, the pandemic has given them a wake-up call. They are going to bring it out very soon. And everybody will have to be taxed either from the sale of the product and or you would have to pay more taxes. This is just how it's going to work. So be really clear on where that is going to happen before you just jump. You can find yourself in serious hot waters if you're not clear on the legalities behind everything you're going to do before you get started. And then the last one I'm going to talk about which I think is so powerful in launching a big idea, which a lot of people sort of, they just think, well, you know, I'll probably not have to worry about it or whatever. No. Again, all of this is an ebook. When you join the club, it's from the platinum, you get these free. You want to get the recording so you can listen to this again, join the club. The link is in the chat. You just want to get the book, go to Camilita shop. It's right there and just buy the ebook. The last one I'm going to talk about on this one is money. This is one of the biggest reasons why most people don't launch or think that they can't do it. They think they need a lot of money or they underestimate how much money they actually need. Okay. Every business we've launched, we've had to seriously budget, barter to keep the pennies in check or the pounds in check. But we've had to really be tight, really tight when it comes to the money side of launching your big idea. So depending on the business we were launching, if it was an online business, it's a lot less outlay, although you need sort of online systems, payment systems, all of that to take payment. You still need marketing and sales to get it all out. But initially it could be a lot less. Like even a network marketing business, the outlay is a lot less. You do the work, you could earn a lot more. But if it's a traditional business, then you're looking at a ton more, depending on what type of business. Take the time, guys. If you're wanting to launch something next year or the year after, take the time and decide very clearly how much money you need. You need the right systems, you need the right software, you need the right payment portals. You may need a website, you may just use LinkedIn, you may just use Instagram shop, Facebook shop, and you could sell that way if that's where you want to go. If you have a brick and mortar, you may need the right software, the right program. If you're a coach, you might need the right calendar system. You need to calculate all of that before you even get started. And where is the money going to come from? Loans, grants, funding, government schemes, friends, family, bank of mom and dad. You need to decide exactly where is that money going to come from. Don't just think, well, I'll just get started and see how I get on. You need to do your own due diligence when it comes to launching your big idea. Most people, the reason why most businesses fail within the first 5 years is lack of cash flow. Lack of cash flow because they didn't do their due diligence, how much money they need. And more importantly, they didn't decide how is that money going to be distributed over what period of time. So this is non-negotiable for me when I'm with a client. You need to know, where is the money going to come from? Would you need staffing? Would you need premises? All of that. Know your numbers. Count the cost. Then you execute. If you want to know more about this, you want to get an ebook free, again, just join the club. As a platinum member, you get an ebook free. If you just want to buy the book, just go to Camilita shop and you can buy it right there and read it yourself. Okay, this is non-negotiable for me. So don't forget, if something I said, you're enjoying it, please hashtag Global Champions Summit on Twitter, share the information, subscribe to YouTube. I'm going to post the link in a minute. Subscribe to YouTube so that you can get as much information as possible. And don't forget to share a testimony, let people know. And to get all of this recorded, join the club. The link is in the chat. I'm going to cover one more and then we'll get our first speaker to come on. Okay, right now then. The next thing for me, and I want to encourage everybody here. I'm going to stop share. I want to ask everybody a question. How many of you truly wish that you had more than one income during the pandemic? Somebody comment and tell me, you wish you had more than one income during the pandemic. Somebody comment and tell me. Just tell me if you wish you had more than one income during the pandemic. Because so many people we speak with, they wish they had more than one income. We made more money, guys, during the pandemic than we did the year before, more. Yeah, why? Because of exactly what I'm going to teach you now in the next couple of minutes. I want everybody to remember, when you work, it is not for money. You work to buy assets. So whatever happens, you could live and carry on living exactly how you want to live for the rest of your life. Okay? I really want to encourage everybody. If you're living on one income, that needs to change. If you're living on two income, That needs to change. If you're living on 3 income, that needs to change as well. If you're living on 4 income, you need to get a bit more. You need to create multiple incomes. So I want to talk just 2 topics I'm going to cover again from my multiple incomes ebook really quickly, and then I'll take your questions. And then I'll tell you a little bit more about the club, and then we'll get our other speaker to join us. Okay. This is non-negotiable. Yeah, if you have a regular income, listen, you can't, don't stop. You got to keep going. You got to keep going. Okay, keep going. Join the club and we will teach you how, because that's what I teach. In fact, let me just post the link again here for the club. And also you can, join us on, let me just bring it up. And then you can join us as well on YouTube and you can learn more. Click on the link to join the club. I will be teaching a lot more about this in the club week after week, month after month with all the other speakers. This is your moment to do it so that you can have the success you deserve. Right. I want to show you 2 things in creating multiple incomes. And you know my story. I told you guys why I started creating multiple incomes is because my mom got ill and I was like, gosh, I need to go and spend time with her. I can't because I'm working in my business rather than on. I don't have enough residual income. I'm having to get up every day to work for money, which I hated. Oh my God. So I decided, you know what, stop, pause. Let me just focus on what I can do with the money that I did have. 2 ways I'm going to share alone with you here. If you want the full ebook, get it on the shop, but join the club because you're getting it free as a platinum member in the club. 2 ways. The number 1 way for every single one of you to make money, to create multiple incomes, is to find a need. Usually it's your own need. Solve that need. And this is the key. You find multiple ways of providing the exact same brand, product, or service. I want everybody to get that. Find multiple ways of providing the exact same brand, product, or service. Multiple ways selling one item. If you could master this alone, man, you'll get rich. Look at this. Before 2006, none of these companies existed. Today, most of them, all of them probably, multi-billion-dollar companies. Why? Because that is exactly what they did. They found a need. Usually it was their own need. We all know the stories. But then they found multiple ways. And Amazon did that so well. Multiple ways of selling exactly the same brand, product, or service. If you look at Colgate, they have different versions of it, different colors, stripes, this, that. Why? Because people's taste buds are different. And so people want what they want, not what you want to sell. So your job is to create different brands, same product, different brands to sell to different people. Start with one and then diversify. Same thing with Nescafe. The taste of coffee in England, I can tell you, is very different from the taste of coffee in Trinidad. Very different in Africa, very different in North America. Why? Because people want, there's the same product, but they want a different twist, a different taste to it. Your job, if you want to get rich, find multiple ways of providing the exact same brand, product, or service. I did that. When I got that, I was like, wow. With Event of Champions, we have events that are free like today, and then we have retreats that are 10, 15 grand. We provide a service at all levels where people are. Same thing, but just at different levels. Your job is to create 5 levels of product, brand, or service. And this I'm going to be teaching you in the club. So for all of you that join, starting from $9.97, you will get recorded messages at $9.97. But at Platinum, you'll get live training with me on this and the other speakers. Some of them you will hear today as well. This here is going to save you if anything happens like this again. Create multiple ways to sell the exact same thing. Start with one. Don't sort of go all over the place like some people are. Start with one, and then you just start creating other ways, because the customers, and this is one of the chapters in this book, the customers will tell you what they're looking for. Don't try and sell people what you want. Ask them what they want, then go create it. Then go create it. It's so simple, but my God, it will make you so much money. It will save your mindset. So maybe you could start something different this month. Perhaps you're already coaching or training. You could start creating another system with it or product. Perhaps you have a consulting firm. You can collaborate with others. Perhaps you're a social entrepreneur and you want to do things differently. Perhaps you want to start something online. Think of all the ways. When I'm with a client, I say to that client, okay, you want to produce this one product, right? Okay. What things complement this one product? And they will say, oh, I could do this as well. I'm like, yeah. oh, I can do this as well. I'm like, no, 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 stop. Go and ask the client what they want and then go produce it. Because if they're telling you yes, it means they want it. Then go produce it. Because if they buy this, they will also buy that and they'll also buy this. So it's the same product to start off, just creating it in multiple ways. Gosh, guys, you're going to make so much money. That's what we did, right? Your job is to create that. So that's the one I will share with you. And the last one I'm going to talk about is creating information products. If you truly want to create multiple incomes, learn to create information products, sell that information product to a club, a program, or so, and have that information product on steroids, recurring income. If you could focus on just with that first step, then you create information products from that first step, in addition to additional products from it. Then you use the sale of those products to then buy income generating assets and allow the income generating assets to then buy your luxuries, the car and everything else. You will never have to work a day in your life moving forward when you decide to stop working. I guarantee, because that's exactly what we do. I tell my clients, I tell my inner circle, they know this. I say this to them and I show them exactly how we do it. This is non-negotiable. Create information products, then create a way like a program, a club or whatever, where you can support people with those information products, where you have residual income. Then you use that residual income to buy, to create multiple incomes, to create income generating assets. And then from the income generating assets, then you pay for your luxuries. That system for me is non-negotiable. How many of you want to learn that little system? Somebody talk to me. How many of you want to learn that little system? I'm only going to talk about this one here right now. Okay, how many of you want to learn that little system? What I just shared there. It sounds really simple. It's not easy, but it is simple. But you have got to start somewhere. Once you start, you then have a plan over time to then have that system going over 18 months. You do that over 18 months consistently, not start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. You just keep going. Boom. At the end, you'll be like, oh my God, I could do this. Like I know you can do it. I've done it. I have done it. From the public dump in Trinidad, coming to the UK, sleeping on someone's floor, to now having a multi-million-pound property portfolio. Come on. If I could do it, I know you could do it. But you got to follow the system. You got to get help. You got to get coaching. You got to get training. You got to get support. You got to follow the system. Just follow the system. Let the system guide you. Okay? Let the system help you. Right. I'm going to stop, share, because there's a whole lot more I could share on this. But I'm telling you guys, go and join the club, because I will be teaching all of this in the club. I'm going to post the link here again. Order the ebooks. You can go to Camilita shop and get those 2 ebooks, how to create multiple incomes and how to launch a big idea. And tell us. Right, guys, I'm going to take a couple of questions before the next speaker comes on. Take a couple of questions, but I want you to know that you could do this. I know you could do this. I've done it. Like I've done it. I know you could do this. Join the club to get the training. Send me a direct message. Say, Camilita, like I need this. I need to learn to do. I don't ever want to have a pandemic situation again and be in a financial mess or not make enough money or not make more money than I know that I could make. I don't want to be in that position. Then if you don't take action, okay, I'm going to take a couple of questions now. So come on, let the questions come along. And do tell us sort of, where you are, what you need help with, and how we can help you to create your champion life. And don't forget, share on social media. If I said something you thought, oh my God, this is amazing, hashtag Global Champion Summit. Subscribe to YouTube. The link is all there. Share us a testimonial. You can type something in as we speak and let the world know sort of what we're doing. But post your questions and I'll take them now and join the club. Okay, Jade, join the club. Don't look into it. It's $9.97 a month to start. At $97, you'll get all the ebooks free. Okay, but at $9.97, you will get this recorded training from myself and all the council members. Yeah, absolutely. No, Fiona, yes, that will be fine. Just email Jay. I think you've emailed him already, and he will sort you out. Polly, what's your budget? Your biggest mistake learning that you made in business? Oh, Polly, I knew you would ask something good. Let me tell you what my biggest mistake was. I'm not saying was. okay? Not doing exactly what I taught you guys to do today, not doing my due diligence. That's my biggest mistake is I lost a deal, a £2 million deal. Listen to this, guys, because I did not take due diligence. I didn't take the initiative to learn. I didn't take the initiative to learn. I didn't. To learn what I'm telling you today, to get the contracts in place, to make sure the legalities in place, to make sure things are sorted out well. $2 million deal, gone. Yeah, gone. So I will be teaching you guys in the club, okay, what not to do. What not to do, I promise you. What not to do. How not to lose a $2 million deal because you didn't do your due diligence. I know you can do this. I want to encourage you. I've done it. But we'll do that training with you in the club as well. So yeah, any more questions? Bring it on before the next speaker comes on. I really want to help you guys with this in particular. And I think it's a mistake and it's a learning, Polly. It's a learning curve for me. It was one of the best learning curves that I went through because what it did was it taught us how to be really stringent with everything that we do now. So everything we do now, we have a contract for the contract, literally. We don't trust anyone and we have a contract for the contract. We literally just, really strict with everything. With our tenants, we're really strict. Like with my tenants, my husband will go and he'll be like, when he comes, he's the nice one. And when I turn up, they're like, oh my God, she's come. Because I'm the strict one. I'm like, no, don't play with me. And Andrew's the nice, lovely one. Everybody loved talking to him. But when I turn up, I'm like, nah, I ain't playing with this. Come on, guys, you need to sort this out. And it is because of exactly what I just shared with you. So, right, Jade, do you guide persons about the production of a prototype? We have people that are in the club who will guide you through with myself. We have people. There's a gentleman that's coming on a bit later on today. I think he's probably on there listening now. Alec, we work together and he will show you exactly how, with us, how to do that. So yeah, join the club because he's in the club as well and he will show you how to do it. Lorraine, when did you know that this was what you wanted? Did it grow or change over time? What exactly are you talking about, Lorraine? Is it, which part of the business? Tell me, darling. Is it this what I'm doing now? Or is it all the businesses or which part of the business? Just clarify a little bit more. Wayne says, how do you start when you are presently at ground zero? Oh, Wayne, darling, let me tell you, when you're presently at ground zero and you have no money, you have value. Learn to barter. If you do this for me, I could do that for you. Beg, borrow, just don't steal. But when you do, get up and do the work because obviously you're going to pay them back. But if you don't have money, learn to barter. Learn to say, okay, I could do this for you. Can you do this for me? Don't ask first. Offer first. Give first. And then allow the person to say, oh, thank you so much. What can I do for you? It's a different way of doing things, but I promise you, you do it, somebody's going to reach out and help you to launch your big idea or to build your brand or to build your business. Yeah. Yeah, you can do that. It's not difficult. It's not difficult at all. So Jade, yeah, Jade, definitely go ahead and sign up now. For the club, it's $10 a month, $9.97 a month. $97 a month, or sorry, $79 a month, I keep saying 97, will get you into the Platinum Club, and that would help you to get like all these ebooks and stuff we were talking about, plans, programs. You get roughly $3,000 worth of free, and you get my online course, How to Create Multiple Incomes as well, free when you join as a Platinum member. Lorraine, what is your what to be rich? A global business impacting lives? Oh, darling, so glad you asked the question. Okay, so in my goal setting planner for champions, again, go to Camilita shop and you can get this, or as a Platinum member, you get it free, right? Now then, in that goal setting planner for champions, I teach clients, find out first, what is your big why? So my big why, and it's right there, I can see it. It is, firstly, it is teaching people to create multiple incomes. It is helping my mother. You guys know how I feel about my mother. Living a life of significance, teaching others to do exactly the same, and changing children's lives. That's my big why. And this is what I teach clients to do when they buy the planner or when they get the planner, if they're a platinum member. Find out first, what is your big why? Don't just do it for money. Money is a byproduct of you giving value. Money does not excite me. What excites me is being able to do those 5 things. So find out what is your big why and then fly, as I say. Okay, so Sheldine, when you landed your first $1 million contract, how did you invest to build further? Well, again, sit down and do your due diligence. This is a quote I teach my inner circle. Look for the things that generates the most money in the least amount of time with the least amount of effort that brings in the most amount of profit. That is what you need to look for if you are investing. So if I buy a property that's, let's say for argument's sake, 100 grand or $1 million TT. Let's say if I buy a property, my goal in buying that property is to make 40 grand on that property on top. So I buy it for 100, I probably will spend maybe about 7 grand in it, and I will probably make 30 to 40,000. That's the plan. The thing that generates the most money in the least amount of time, with the least amount of effort, with the most amount of profit. I stick to that system, and I will be teaching you guys that in the club as well, so when you join. So yeah, that's what I do, Sheldine. Jade says, hi, Camilita, I have to attend another meeting. Oh, wonderful. Well, you're here. We're going to be here for the whole day. So jump in and out. But when you join the club, you will get the recording. So you won't miss a thing. Right, guys, I'm going to take one more question before our next speaker comes on. So bring it on. Don't forget. In order for you to get all of this that we're going to share today, the link is there. Join the club today. Subscribe to YouTube. I will post a few of some of the videos, just clips of it, not a lot. And also share testimony right in here. Tell us how you're enjoying the day so far, and post something on social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, wherever. Just post something, tell the world what you're learning and why they should join us, and send a link to someone else and tell them to join us here as well. And the good thing is you're going to hear from some of the other speakers who are also a part of the club, which is lovely. Yes, thanks. Thank you so much, Louis. Hi, Bipin. Lovely to see you. Bipin says, how do you personally remain so focused? Oh my God. All right, I'm going to show you. You guys want to see something? How many of you want to see the reason why I stay focused? Somebody type it in. You got to give me a drum roll or something, else I'm not trying to hear anything. You got to give me a drum roll. How many of you want to see what keeps me focused? Okay, you want to see? No, just want to. You're going to laugh, I promise. You guys got to give me a drum roll and say yes. I'm only getting one yes. That's not good enough. I'm not going to show you. One yes. Oh, come on, guys. What keeps me? Andrew's ruler. Seriously, he wouldn't dare. What keeps me focused? Who wants to see it? Right. This. How many of you see my little lamb? How many of you see my little lamb? It's cute. This is what keeps me focused. And you know why? And it's right here, so I can see it every day. Do you know why? Because that's where I'm going. I can't share anymore. If you're a client, I'll share with you. If you're in my inner circle, you know. But outside of that, I can't share anymore with you. But this here is what keeps me focused and going. This here. I need to know why. And I need it right here that I can see it every single day. So what keeps me sitting here for 8 hours to do this summit today? Right there. Besides my mom and my big 5, of course. Yes, it's a lamb. It is my little lamb. Yes, cute. But it's not just the lamb, it's what comes with it, right? That is what keeps me focused. And it's right there in front of my desk while I'm working all day. You've got to find what makes you tick. So with that club I'm telling you guys about, you need to join, all of you today. Our goal is 30,000 members in that club. We want to support entrepreneurs across the globe to build their lives in the next 5 years. We want to help them in every aspect, from just $10 a month. We want to help them in every aspect of their life. And so our big why, my big why is, yeah, it is leadership, it is fellowship, it is to teach others, it's to lead in so many ways. But you have to find what works for you and why it works for you and why you need to to come on and to be a part of the club and to just create multiple incomes and launch your big idea. You need to find out why. If you don't know why, before you do anything else today, sit down and revisit your why and be very clear on what you're achieving. Because when it's all said and done, money will not excite you. I promise you. The more money you have is the more you feel as if you want to give, you want to help, you want to bless, you want to support. It's not that you want to make more. You make more money because of what you want to do with it, not because you want to make more money. And you'll understand that once you launch that business correctly, and then you create multiple incomes from it, then you think, well, what can I do? What can I do? How can I bless people? How can I give? How can I be, what is it? What is it? You then start to think differently. But right now, focus on launching that brand properly and creating 5, 6, 7 income streams before the end of this year. And if you want help in doing that, send us a quick message in the chat. Say, I want help, Camilita. I want to launch my big idea. I want to create multiple incomes. I need a coach. I need a mentor. I need someone to help me. Do it now. Type it in the chat and we will get one of our team to reach out to you and see what we can do, how we can support you, and just what you can learn and grow